Hello everybody, one of your favorite Captain Dans here, and today I'm going to tell you a little story about a boat that is not under command to help give you some appreciation for the topic. Now, to start the story off, it was one morning in Kewalo Basin here, and my deckhand Bob and I are taking this family of 4 out to go fishing on a 4-hour charter. A very short charter. You go fishing, I always recommend 8 or as many as you can, more hours to try to catch. Yet, on with the rest of the details. We start off in the morning, boat's prepared, and we head on out the harbor here. And we're about a mile and a half out, almost towards the H buoy out here, and we notice this gentleman in the water, flailing about, going over and over, obviously trying to get attention for someone. We cautiously pull up upon this gentleman, and I'm yelling down at my deckhand, going, "Hey, we do have a family on board. Make sure we're not bringing on some chronic or some other unreputable type that we don't want on boat. It might has safety issues for our paying customers, but let's not also let someone drown out in the middle of the ocean here." We collect the gentleman. He is not in danger to my passengers or my crew or myself or the boat. And he tells us what happened, because we are asking right away. And he fell off his boat this morning, as he was coming from Maui the night before, moored out in front of the Alawai, and then that morning was leaving early to beat the traffic and head over to Kauai. And as he is on his way, his sails are now all the way up, his autopilot is on, he hangs off the back of his boat. And that is a reason for that, and you can maybe deduce what that reason is. He falls off. He starts swimming into Kewalo Basin here, because he has been told that there is a Coast Guard station here. There's now, we have a rescue crew here, but we do not have a permanent Coast Guard station here at this time of recording this video. And he swims in here. We collect him. We are now enticed, thinking we're going to do swimming. We're thinking his boat is just a little bit down. It seemed like this just happened, but again, he's been swimming out there for a moment, and the boat has both its sails up and is on autopilot, and right now is headed towards the rocks out at Barber's Point. We have all of our lines out, because we will be trolling the entire time there. We are catching the entire time. There is not a time we will not be catching. Bob and I are very particular about this, but we're going to help the gentleman get to his boat. And again, it took us a moment to just be certain of which boat we were chasing, because there was actually that morning, 3 in the beginning, but 2 sailboats headed in the direction he was going in, and either one could have been his. Luckily, we found his. His was a Catalina, 26 foot. We approached his vessel. Again, all the lines are out, and my deckhand Bob helps this gentleman onto the bow of our Hatteras, and he is right on the bow, and I pull behind this Catalina and help this gentleman, elderly gentleman of 68 years, jump from the bow of my Hatteras onto the back of his Catalina. He gets on. He's secured. We make contact. He pulls hard to the starboard. I pull hard to port. And again, we've been telling him the entire time, we don't give a shit about the money. We don't care about the money at all. Give us a call, my man. But we don't need it. Just get the guy in the boat. Calmer came for us. Instant. It's beautiful. At the moment, he pulls hard to starboard and I pull hard to port. My line goes off and we hooked our first N.U.C. 22, 23 pounds. Beautiful. Tasted delicious. We loved it. We're out another 200-300 yards out. Past that, bam! Hit another one. Amazing. Loved it. The family on the back of, well, on my charter, on the stern, reeling in these N.U.C. Just looks over at me and just goes, wow, that was like a movie. That's just a day in the life, my friend. Spend enough time on the ocean and you will see some life. Now again, what I hoped you gathered from this story is that this boat sailed from, and you can Google this however you like, map this however you like, from the Alawai over here down to almost crashing in the rocks at Barber's Point with its mainsail up, its jib out, wind in the sail. It wasn't luffing. Nice trades going that day. It was just sailing it along. And if anyone approached that vessel, they would have probably assumed that it was under command, which it was not. This gentleman was also very lucky that morning that there were no other boats out there, including the large ships, the tanker ships, the container ships, the oil rigs out there that were bringing fuel in. Nothing was on mooring because he would have just smashed up against them way before he broke up on Barber's Point over here. It looked beautiful as we approached it. As a sailor, beautiful. And we came upon this vessel, and he went from the bow of my boat onto his Catalina, and then took control of his vessel again, because it was not under command. Then the gentleman, a few months later, sent us this. And I'm just gonna block out his name there the old-fashioned way, and bring this in for you all to read, but because I guess details are great. To Captain Dan. Lessons learned even after 68 years on sailboats. I have this hanging on my wall normally. Again, this is one of your favorite Captain Dans. I am not the only Captain Dan, but hopefully I am one of your favorites. Stay healthy and have fun.